going into the broker update. Welcome to Friday, May 8th version of DAC's Friday Broker Update. Got some exciting updates and announcements for you guys, some housekeeping things and some things to look forward to on the horizon. The first thing I want to mention, a early happy Mother's Day coming up this weekend to anyone who this applies to. And if this holiday is a sensitive day for you guys, I just want you to know that our from DAC, our hearts and our prayers are out to you guys, with you as always, every day, but especially during this weekend, and to all the hardworking mothers out there. We just appreciate all that you guys do. There's no question that this whole this whole ensemble of life doesn't happen without all the things that come from the mothers out there. So we love you guys, everything that you guys do, and hopefully this weekend you guys get some praise and some time together with your families. So next update is Memorial Day coming up on May 25th. Our offices and the funding office will be closed. The banks are closed as well. Funding applications are always accepted 24/7, so don't hesitate from having a client apply. But just know that the offices, the Bank Breezy offices, are closed, and DAC as well. The chatbot is always active 24/7 as well. So if you have any any questions that are DAC related, just know in your back office there, you'll see the chatbot. You can go there and ask questions. That's 24/7, 365 for any support related questions that you may have while the offices are closed. A reminder as well for our May funding special, guys, the home healthcare industries. There's flyers that can be found in the dashboard of your back office, as well as in the DAC Resource Center at dacrc.com. So you can find those there if you haven't already printed that out or downloaded that. Very crucial, as we are just finishing up our first week of May. So a few weeks left of this May funding special. Please take advantage of it, guys. As we mentioned earlier this week, it's not just mobile healthcare companies. There's transportations, there's equipment, there's a lot that goes into it. So if you need some clarification on that, you can go to the DAC chatbot or just ChatGPT, do some research on that, because there's a pretty good list of things that just help you while you're searching up businesses within the industry. Helped me a lot, so definitely take advantage of that. FIFA, guys, FIFA, I know we talked about this. We had the documents created. FIFA is coming to the United States as soon as June 11th next month. So if you're, we have the FIFA docs in our resource center as well. Please go look at those if you haven't already. Download those. There's a lot of business coming to the United States. It's going to be a great time. It might even be a social experiment. We'll see. But there's going to be a lot of revenue coming into these local businesses that, it's going to be something that they haven't seen in a long time, being that there's going to be so many people in these populated cities. So please give that a look. That's in the resource center as well. Take advantage of this, guys. I wouldn't say it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, but it's definitely a rarity that, this is being housed in the United States the way it is. So definitely a great opportunity to jump on some businesses who are going to be doing a lot of revenue or need, maybe some equipment or materials to take on this large influx of business. All right. Larger quantities were requested for the print shop. I believe that was Harlequin that pointed that out. So appreciate that recommendation. That is now available. So appreciate that request. Larger quantities in the print shop. So you guys can check that out. The trophies have arrived for the Final Four winner and the winner of our March Madness contest. So congrats again to the top four: Linhan Tran, Nicholas DeHame, Ben Randalls, and Pather Neff. Really great job, guys, on that. Those will be going out ASAP via mail, so look out for that. They should be arriving in your mailboxes here shortly. The first Tuesday training of the month will be June 2nd next month, and we'll be announcing our next tournament, which I'm super excited about. So be ready for that, guys. I know March Madness was awesome. The participation, just everything together, and that was awesome. But I'm really excited about this, the direction of this next tournament. So be on the lookout for that. That is going to be our first Tuesday of the month next month, June 2nd. All right. The first invite-only local leader training was yesterday. For those of you that were there, I mean, it was really awesome. The show out, the meeting itself, a lot. I mean, just pure gold information from that. And it was just phenomenal. The feedback, everything that we got from it, being it was our first edition of that. I think it went flawlessly. It was really awesome to be there and be a part of that. So. David he'll be talking more about this. If you are interested in joining that subscription list, guys, the prerequisites, right? The steps to get a part of that is to first complete the prerequisite of watching the agency expansion training in your LMS. Okay, that's number one. You must be certified to view this. So if you're not certified, you won't see that agency expansion. I'm assuming most of you guys are, but for any of you who might not be certified, you won't find that agency expansion training module until you've done the certification. So that would be your first step. But once you do that agency expansion, there's instructions several times within that training that points you on where you can go to subscribe to that local leader email list. And then from that point, you just tune into the emails because that's going to have all of the whens, wheres, and the links to get to the next local leader meeting. So if you weren't able to be on yesterday, just know, guys, if you're really leading to make an impact as a leader, grow your agency, make a nationwide impact. It's one of the best ways. I would say it's the best way to earn in the pay plan, right? And something that's walk away income, something that's you could pass down. So just keep that on top of your mind. If you're questioning that, you're interested in it, but you're on the fence, reach out to your up team agency leader, right? So lean on people. If it's something where you just need some clarity and maybe some motivation, right? That's fine. That's what we're all here for. But if you want to be a part of that, please make sure you do those things, the agency expansion training, get those details to opt into the emails and then watch your email. Okay. We did have some people that it went to their promotions tab in their emails. So just make sure if you can't find it for some reason, just search in your email local leader, just some keywords of the email, and it will pop that email up for you in case you have a hard time finding it for some reason. But that is the updates and tips for you guys today. Really appreciate you guys being here every week, every day, showing up for our DAC team and our DAC family. At this point, we're going to turn it over to David. I believe he has some messages for you guys, and then we'll get out and wrap up the rest of this beautiful Friday. Take it away, David.
Very good, buddy. Very good. I love it. I love seeing you guys, all the quarterbacks. I love all the comments. I love everybody. McGuire, great stuff. Great huddle. Great information shared. Great comments before and after. And thanks for all the updates. There's always a lot of good things moving in the company. Some weeks we have more than other, right? We're coming off a great day yesterday. First of all, Wade just told me this might be one of our record application submission weeks. So congratulations to all of you. The submissions are up. That means more clients are being impacted. And, we hope to have a scale like this, right? In theory, because we're adding new brokers, we should have a continued growth in funding applications. But the markets change, industry changes, and I told everybody 2 weeks ago that of all the applications that came in last month for funding, 1 out of 5 came from brand new brokers, right? So the easiest way for you to expand the number of applications that come in your group, in your agency, is number one, have an agency, right? But number two is grow their, disciple, create duplicated brokers who have the effectiveness to do the business or the willingness to do our base model. Our base model, as we talked about in the local leader yesterday, they have the base prerequisites and they're willing to make a certain number of reach outs to their warm market, et cetera, and then recruit brand new people. Because as your agency expands, if you had 100 new brokers join, you're probably going to have some new applications from that in the first 30 days. Where you may have 100 existing brokers, and depending upon their activity level, you don't know if you're going to have a lot of applications. You might, but if they're stale brokers, not active, not everybody who's a licensed real estate agent is trying to sell homes right now. That's okay. We're okay with that. You need to be okay with that too, right? All right. So I just wanted to share, if I've not met any of you yet, thank you for being here today. If this is your first weekly update. You got some great updates already. If this is the first time we're talking, my name is David Rutz. As McGuire said, I am the person who started this company out of a heart project. This was a project that, in fact, the first name was Bank Breezy. Before David Allen Capital, we had logos made for Bank Breezy, and we had a pig surfing, and that was going to be our logo. And then we switched it for credibility to David Allen Capital. But I love the Bank Breezy name a lot more. But we started it as a heart project because business owners, I was that business owner who had two companies. One I started and I sold more than 50% of the company to raise money to grow. And we raised millions of dollars, but I had to give up control. And then when your business is skyrocketing, those investors want to return. They want to exit. They want to make their money. Some of them, not all. In my case, they did. And when you don't have control of the company, you can't stop it anymore, even though it's your company. You started it, but you don't. You give away half your house. It's not your house anymore. You may live in it. You may have built it, but you gave away half your house. It's not yours anymore. And I learned that as a young man, my late 20s, that was a mistake, right? But so I had to leave that company, lost one company for that reason. The second company, unfortunately, that company's gone on and keeps doing very well and is doing very well now. Second company I started, I was not going to make that same mistake. So I didn't raise enough money because I had to give up ownership. And I was right at 60, I think I had 60%. And if I gave up any more ownership, I would lose the company again. So then I'm faced with a different trouble. I can't fund the growth because the bank won't lend the money. I didn't have the collateral. So I've got a growing business, Inc. 500, fastest growing company. We're breaking records. We're having great things happening. We're having new launches, several 100,000 customers joining our consumer product thing inside of a year. It's going very well. It's all viral long before social media networks, doing very, very well. And yet I couldn't fund the growth. And so I ended up having to sell that company to keep it in business. Otherwise, we had to flatten the growth. Nobody wants. If I told you all you can't get clients this month because we can't serve them, how long would you stay a broker? If I say don't get more customers because we can't support them, you'd all quit, right? And so that's where I was facing my product company. And so I had to sell that one. Two babies that I built from ground up, working my tail off. And so when I learned of alternative capital, which did not exist then, no, actually, it did with my second company, but nobody had told me about it. I wouldn't have had to sell the company had I learned about it. So I know there's companies thinking about selling right now because they don't know about our capital. I know that there's people out there right now giving up more than 50% of their company because they feel they need to raise more money. But it's not true. They can get alternative capital through us. So this was started to help those business owners. I didn't think it'd become a nationwide brokerage. I didn't plan on it. I planned on doing it as a consultant myself. And then I had a couple buddies that I told about it. And I said, you should check this out. The first 30 days, I decided we're creating a nationwide broker network because I had recruited a handful of people and told them they should do this with me. And we had gotten 15 clients in our first month and over $1 million in funding. Our average funding was 110,000. I think we did 1.6 million our first month. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And there was maybe 10 of us. And I hadn't gotten a client yet. So that's when this started. And I say all that to say the hunger I had to help be a solution is why we had success. The people I recruited, I told those stories to, like I just told you. Do you think they said, oh, wow, there's a need for this? This dude that I'm working with had to get rid of two companies because of capital, and the banks can't help. And there's nothing wrong with the banks team. There's nothing wrong with the banks. The banks are great, but they can't help certain people unless they meet certain requirements. One of them is collateral. You can't blame your mortgage friend for not giving you a mortgage if you don't have a house to put up as collateral when you get that mortgage. The only way you can get a mortgage is if you have a house you're buying and you put that up as collateral. And if you don't pay, they take the house. It's called foreclosure or repossession, right? Same with a car. You don't call a finance guy a crook because he won't give you a car. Won't give you a car loan unless you have a car to put up as collateral. So I can't blame banks for saying we can't give you a business bank loan unless you have business collateral to put up in case you don't pay it. We had to take it back. I don't blame them. But when there's another solution, then don't blame them. But you better come alongside and say, I need to tell some businesses about this alternative thing. You don't have to, but I did. I got to let people know. So all that to say, if this is our first time meeting, that's why this company started. I used to own a company, a multi-level marketing company, network marketing company, where we were doing things differently. That's why we had so much success. But I'd never want someone to lose money on our watch. I want someone to have enjoyable opportunities. I want someone to have the training they need. I want someone to have the support they need, the systems they need, the process, the experts to take care of the clients. I want you to have access to all that. We can't make you work. We can't help make you have success. We can't get you to talk to businesses. We can't get you to operate with integrity. We can't get you to talk to more volumes, email more people, discuss with more. We can't do that, but we can take care of our part and bring you a highly leveraged business. I don't mean leverage finance. I mean leverage that you put your fingers to. You put your hands to the plow. This plow works. You know, it's like an automated lawnmower. All you got to do is start it and push the button and hold that lever, and it propels itself. That's how this is. But you got to go out to the lawn and you got to want to do it. And so this is not an easy business, because an easy business does not exist. There's no such thing as an easy business. There's a business you believe in and it becomes easy to you. It's simple enough to you that you'll build the skill set to succeed. So my word for you today is, well, I wanted to give that for all the brand new people. And I hope it instills some foundational belief. Yesterday in our local leaders training, which went very well, and I'm almost done with the documents that are going out to everyone, including a self-assessment, so that you can decide and rate yourself with the foundational prerequisites, beliefs type stuff, knowledge type stuff, skill set prerequisites. So if you don't have certain skills, you know where to go to get the training to get those skills. And yet, so you'll have homework to grow, to improve, but you'll also have activity levels you can already start, as long as you have our basic prerequisites, which are belief in our funding, belief in our process, belief in our company. If you got those basic foundations and you get the skill set of, how do I inform people? Okay, I know how to inform people now through an email. Okay, I'll do that to my warm market. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that to my local market. I can do that. I can send that private email. Yeah, okay, I can do that. That doesn't take a great skill set, because they wrote the script for me. All I can do is, modify it the way they teach. So we've limited the skill set required to be on a real low level, so that someone who's brand new to this space can succeed with us. And then we've got growth steps that you go through, prerequisites that you check the box when you feel, okay, I do feel like I could discuss the pricing of our funding real good with a business owner, help them understand the value of our cost, why the cost is. I do understand the terms. I do understand the qualification requirements. So there's prerequisites you can go through to learn. And so the local leaders all learned this yesterday. We're really going to have two paths, the amateur novice path and the pro path, and people will switch between both, or grow between both. But you never have to. You could be a pro in life, be super successful in sales somewhere else or in business development, but you don't want to support a big team here. You don't want to take care of a client like our pros do. And no problem. Act as an amateur here. That's okay. I look at myself. If you told me right now, which I have some relationships with people who are in the M&A space, mergers and acquisitions, and they say to me, hey, if you ever come across a business who's looking to sell and they have these criteria, let me know. I can take care of them. Okay. It's really that simple. And so if I ever come across a business, I'll tell them about it. I don't have to learn everything about mergers and acquisitions. I'm performing a function or a service. Some of you might be a CPA right now. You don't want to learn all of our stuff. You don't want to learn how to support a big team, but you don't mind referring clients. You want to be a referring partner with us, right? An amateur partner. So we go through all that. You'll be able to pick your path and run your path. But what I want to talk about today, and I'm gonna wrap it up here, and then we'll go to your questions. I got about a 3 or 4 minute thing here, maybe 5. And it's about your agency. I want you to imagine for a moment, when you start, you are a broker with us, right? You earn 1-to-1. You get commissions based on one person's efforts, yours. Now, you do have a team helping you. Your enroller wants to help you. Your up agency, supervising general agent wants to help you. Your MGAs, managerial general agency wants to help. Your national marketing national marketing organization, broker wants to help. So you have an up agency team that wants to help you. You're in their agency. They want to see you win. So you're really not alone because you got a mentor and the company wants to help you. Plus you have all of our systems and support. But in the end, your income is derived by who? You, one-to-one income. Now, we allow and we encourage and we discourage someone from not doing this. We encourage everybody to take advantage of the second part, which is building an agency. It's been proven to be the most successful way to generate income for yourselves. Like I said, we did about 1.5 million in funding before I got my first clients, right? I earned on every bit of that. The company earned on every bit of that. And if you build an agency team and you guys do 1.5 million in funding before you ever get a client, you'll earn on it even before you get a client, as long as you're certified. So I earned a lot of money in that time period, right? And so the same thing can happen for all of you. So I would just encourage you all, if you don't yet have the business owner mindset, let me ask you this. There's someone who owns a Century 21 in your town, or used to, Real Estate One, whatever, Caldwell Banker. There's someone who owns that agency in your town, and they've usually got about 150 agents that are licensed working for them in that city. The agents get paid to sell a home, buy or sell a home, and that's it. The broker gets paid off all those 115 agents who buy or sell a home, and they make on every home sold, that broker's getting paid. Because why? Because the broker took the responsibility of opening an office, signing a lease, buying furniture, putting in phone systems, putting up whiteboards, trainings, TVs, coffee machines, carpet, lighting, parking lots, taxation, risk to the landlord. They took all the risk. They put up all that money, and they've got a lot of experience in real estate, and they're going to train every broker, help them, usually pay for their licensing, pay for their training and all that, right? They do all this to help someone win. But in the end, who earns more? The agent selling the home or the broker who's got 115 agents selling homes? Who earns more? The broker, obviously. Now, they've got fixed costs they got to cover. So not all of them earn big livings because their fixed costs are high. And so maybe they don't earn enough. But in our business, if you look at our strategy for a moment, you've got thank you for that. You've got someone could be a broker and just be a broker, but they can build an agency as well of 100, 115 agents, brokers, and they go out and they get funding clients, and they can earn for getting funding clients. And who earns more? The person who's got the 100 DAC brokers in their team, getting paid on all 100 production, or the person who doesn't have a team and just gets a client themselves? Obviously, the person with 100 brokers in their team. So now, obviously, just like the real estate broker at Caldwell Banker, if of those 115 agents, none of them sold a home, well, the broker's not going to earn anything. So if you got brokers and don't get a funding, you're not going to earn anything as the agency owner, right? But you can see one of them sets you up to be financially independent, where you can get compensation on the weekly. Every week you can. Because as long as your team's getting fundings every week, you're getting paid overrides every week, potentially. So there's one-to-one income. That's you add income by adding clients. And the good thing is we have renewals, but you add income by adding clients. And then you have the Caldwell Banker model. You can add real estate agents and earn on them. So that's addition. You can add others. And if they recruit 100 agents, they're like, yeah, I get paid on 100 people. They got responsibility to support 100 people, but they get paid on 100 people now, not just themselves. They're adding to it. But then there's something called multiplication. We have the addition. You can add brokers, right? And you get paid minimum 4% of all the bonus revenue they produce for life, as long as you're a certified broker for life. You don't have to qualify for it. You just got to be a certified broker and be their enroller. You make 4% of all their bonus revenue for life. They're making 40 minimum. You're making 4. You're making 10% of what they make. And if they don't get certified, you're getting 30%. You're at your 40, they're at 10, you get that 30% override spread. Plus you get the 4%. So no matter what, you get revenue sharing on anyone you introduce. So now if you've added 10 brokers, 20 active brokers, active, I say, then you're going to earn on those at least 4% of their bonus revenue on the 15th of every month. you're going to earn. That's called addition. But where multiplication comes in because do those 10 brokers have less of an opportunity than you, the ones that you referred? No. What do they have? Same opportunity. So can those 10 just stay one-to-one? I'm just going to get clients myself. Yeah, we call that being a broker. Can they be an agency expander or team builder? Yeah. And if of those 10 people, 5 of them say, I'm building an agency, and they also build 10, do you know that you have 50 people now in your agency below those 10 that you didn't recruit? That's called multiplication. And do you earn on them? You can earn on all of them. And those 50, will some of them want to build an agency? Yeah. Will some of them just want to be brokers? Yeah. Will some of them quit? Yeah. Did any of them lose money? No. Of those 50, let's just say 10 went out and got a team of 10. Oh, there's another 100. So now you got 160 brokers in your team, and no one recruited any more than 10 for free. And the reality is there's going to be people who recruit 30. There's going to be people who recruit 4, 7, 2, and 0, right? They're going to build their agency. So if you can lock in, we do a huddle every day about getting clients, funding. It's broker focused, how to be a great broker. Today, I'm talking about how to build an agency more. I'm focusing more on the agency depth because that is how I've earned a living since 1991. It wasn't just being an adder of customers. It was not just an adding of an agency team. It was never building an agency team that couldn't multiply itself. If you're not getting this, then it's easy for you to just go walk in the other room and have your pixel up. But until you're building this, until you have this, my encouragement is to you, go get it. Go get it. Because it's lifestyle. It can be lifestyle freeing. Now, there were 2 brokers in a home-based business space that were shut down by the FTC. Brokers, reps, for making false income claims. 2 yesterday, false income claims, not the companies, reps in the field saying, I make this and this, and you can make this and this. And they were lying. Shut down, lost their business. Go get them. I love when the FTC takes away people who make false claims, right? Because they're hurting people. They're not being authentic. So don't make any false claims because we'll deactivate you. We know what you make. If you're putting on Facebook page, I made this and that and this, it'll be maybe 1 warning and then you'll be removed from the company. Now, fortunately, we've never had to do that. But we did remove 1 person yesterday for charging fees to a client to apply. Sorry, you're deactivated. That's scamming someone. We've had to do that 5 or 6 times in our history now. You are not allowed to charge a fee. That is called illegal. You cannot do a fee for funding. That is illegal in every state. You can call it a retainer. You can call it a consulting fee. You're lying. You're getting them a fee to get them funding. You're promising funding. So you can't do that. And then if you don't get the funding, you got to return that fee. And if you ignore the person, now you're operating with 0 integrity and you're removed from our company, right? So you all, I'm sure, support that. You don't want anyone giving us a bad name, putting Bank Breezy on or DAC on the bad block. So we got to protect that. But we've only had to deactivate 5 or 6 people in our 10 and a half years history, and there have all been people who scam and don't correct. We reached out and said, if you'll return the money, we can look the other way. Maybe you didn't know what you were doing. They disagreed. They said they can charge any fee they want. So they're no longer a DAC broker. Even though they said that nicely, they're no longer a DAC broker. So you can build a team. And when you look at that 1-to-1 versus 1-to-many, which one earns more, the 1-to-many? So how do you position yourself? First of all, you turn on the exposure, just like you expose people to the funding, expose them to the business, watch the agency expansion training, become a local leader. You don't have to do everything required of a local leader. You want to learn the path and you'll grow to be able to do it. But at least do one, and me and a buddy or 2, me and a few will turn into a lot. In that first month of my business, I only recruited 4 of those 15 people. The others came from them. One of them is currently a senator in Michigan. I didn't recruit him. I recruited a friend who was sitting next to the guy having a drink at a golf course one day and recruited him. The guy turned us on to 3 clients in his first 3 weeks. He's currently a senator in Michigan. He's still a DAC broker. He writes me an email every once in a while, but he's not active. He's focused on doing his own thing, and which I get. But The long and short of it is you don't know who you're going to have in your team and how many clients they're going to refer. And if you assume you're not going to get or have good growth, you'll be right, because then you won't start it. But if you assume you plant 4,000 pine trees, that you're going to have a nursery or Christmas tree farm, only 3,600 of them are going to take. But you're going to have 3,600 of them. And the same thing goes with this. You're planting seeds of opportunity to people or planting seeds of funding opportunity to people. Those are the two seeds you have. And so I'm just going to encourage you one-to-one or one-to-many. Which one would you rather have? Earning on one person's efforts, but earning on many, or one person's efforts only earning on self? Self-employed is great. You have flexibility, but it doesn't create the freedom walk away that you can hope for. So I will just say this. How do you position yourself to earn on depth of your team? And then we'll be done. You earn personal commissions on your own clients, as you know, 40 to 80% of the bonus revenue you earn. As you get more clients, you climb that ladder. As you climb that ladder, you're also earning a higher override spread on the people you personally enroll and your whole agency. So you don't want to not get clients. Otherwise, you'll never get an override spread, because you're at 40% and they start at 40. There's no spread there. When you get your first client, you're at 42 or 40, 45 already. Now you're making 5% on them and everyone in their team until they reach 45, right? So you want to keep climbing that ladder. And eventually, let's say you're at the 60% level, the SGA level, 7 clients and a certain amount of bonus revenue. I think it's 50,000. And you're at the 60% level and you recruit me, I'm at the 40%. I'm new. Forget your old team. You're getting paid overrides on them too. But let's say you introduce someone brand new. You're at the 60% level. And many of you are there already. Some of you are at the 55, 57, 52, whatever, 50. But you're at the 60. You recruit me. I'm at the 40. You're making 20%. You're making half of what I make. Not just me. But if I go build a team of 7 or 8 people, they're all at the 40% level. So you introduce me, you're making between 60 and 40 on me. But I go introduce 5 or 6, they're all at 40. I'm at 40. So who's making the 20? Do you recognize that every time a client is acquired, we take that bonus revenue? This is how the computer works. Some people need to hear this to grasp this. And they all go, I get it now. Every time a client is acquired, let's just use 100,000, or let's just use 10,000 bonus revenue, $150,000 funding, 10,000 bonus revenue, we'll say. That means $10,000 getting paid out. Okay, how? Well, we take 10,000, we put it into a computer, and we're ready to send it somewhere. And what we do is we go, okay, the person who got the client, what level are they at? Well, they're at the 40% level. Okay, they get 4,000 of that 10, 40% goes to them. That's not all we pay. We're paying 10,000. 10,000 is getting paid out. The person who got the client got 4 of it. Then we say, okay, the person right above that, it's called a GA2. They get 2.5%. Who's that? Oh, that's Harlequin Murray. Okay, is Harlequin a GA2? Yeah. Who's the GA3? Harlequin. Who's the GA4? Harlequin. Who's the GA5? Harlequin. Who's the GA6? Harlequin. 7, Harlequin. 8, Harlequin. Who's the SGA? Harlequin. Who's the SGA1? Harlequin. 2, Harlequin. SGA3, Harlequin. All those are 2.5% checks. 2.5% of 10,000, $250, looking for the person at the next level up the line. This all happens to be Harlequin in this case. She's at Harlequin. I don't know where you're at, 70%. I don't know. 72, 70, I don't know. Let's just say you're at 70%. All that between 40 and 70 is looking for someone, and they're literally individual 2.5% bonuses. And if it happened to be someone between Harlequin, let's say you're between me and Harlequin, and you're at 50% level, you would get the first 2.5, 5, 7.5, 10. Boom, you got that 10%. So literally, a little check is looking for who's at this bonus level. There's how many bonus levels? There's like 20. No, there's like 4, 8. There's like 16 bonus levels, 16 little increments of 2.5% that are going to someone. Well, it's got to be more than that, because it starts at 40, goes to 80. So 40 divided by 2.5, right? There's 5 per 10. So there's, I don't know, 40. I don't know how many there are. There's a lot of levels. Okay, someone who's good at math going, Dave, the answer is this. I get it. So Those are all looking for someone. So as you get more clients, you position yourself to capture more bonuses from your team. So now what do you start looking at? If you own that Century 21 brokerage and you've got 100 people that you've personally recruited, you get paid when they do what? Market or sell homes. So what is your goal? I mean, you get paid actually just for them being agents because they pay you desk fees, rent fees, LMS, they pay you all kinds of system fees. You're getting paid just to have them as an agent, just so y'all know how real estate works. And most companies work, but us, right? So they're getting paid either way for taking the responsibility. They're going to charge something to these people every month. So, but here in this case, those people, if they don't sell a home, the broker makes nothing commission wise. But what do you think their motive is to do? Teach them how to win, teach them how to Dougie, if you will. We want to help them get some clients. We want to help them sell some homes. We want to help them find some buyers who want to buy, right? So you're going to teach them as much as you can, but you're always, guess what? Always recruiting new ones. There's not a Century 21 broker, Real Estate One broker, Caldwell Baker broker, EXP, Keller Williams, Real Brokerage, who doesn't have recruiting meetings every month. Become a licensed broker. Training starting next week. Become a licensed broker. And they're always recruiting new ones because 9 out of 10 don't produce any homes. So you got to backfill, right? Same thing here. If you're only recruiting once a month when we do our meeting, you can, but I'm trying to get a certain number of brokers to join every week because that's how I fortify. It's called expand and fortify. In the military, you want to expand, take the territory, but then you got to come in and fortify it. Otherwise, you're going to lose it. Same thing with your business. You got to expand it, but then fortify it. And so you're always adding new, you're always adding new, you're always adding new, you're always supporting who you have, always supporting who you have. And because they can multiply, some of them will work harder than you and be better than you, and that's okay. I had people get clients, 2 or 3 clients the first month. I didn't get one for about 6 weeks. They were better than me. They started faster. But tortoise and hare, it took me a little while, but I didn't stop walking, right? They may have sprinted. I walk. We're both going to the same destination. They just stopped and I walked right by them, right? So consistent effort, step by step by step by step is the key. So I would encourage all of you, if you don't know the comp plan, watch the comp plan videos. But more than that, can you grasp the, hey, wait a minute now. If I had 10 fundings a week that I earn an override on that just average 10%, the average commission is about 3,000. So that means the bonus revenue averages about 7,000. The average bonus revenue in our company is about 7,000 per funding. Some are lower, obviously, some are higher. So if you got 10%, that's 7,000 times 10% is $700 per funding. How do I get my team helping 10 clients a week? Well, you got to have more brokers first, and you got to have them help be more effective. If you got a brokerage team of 100 people who don't like talking to business owners, then teach them how to email business owners. Have all 100 email 5. You got 500 potential clients per day. So don't ask them to be a pro if they don't want to be a pro. Teach them how to do something they are willing to do if they believe. And if those 100 all do that, you might just get 5 clients a week. Right? So let's keep it that simple. And then beyond the override spread, there's one other way. I did too, but the second way you're paid on a team, it's called the 5-level agency. And all that means is, doesn't matter your override spread, you get that as well. It doesn't matter your personal commissions, you get that as well. But you can also get through 5 generations of your agency simply by recruiting active certified brokers. Number one, if you're certified yourself, you get 4% on everyone you personally enroll. You can never get cut out of it. Just remain certified. Renew every year, remain certified. If you recruit 100 brokers, you have the opportunity of that real estate broker who has that office without having to have the office. You're making 4% of anyone you personally enroll. You personally enroll some superstars, you're making 4% of all the bonus revenue they produce. And if the average bonus revenue is 7,000, then the average commission is 4% of 7,000 is what? $280. So every person you have, if they can do 10 fundings a month, it's 2,800 a month you're getting. So even on that alone, you never get override spreads. You just do that. Again, the question is, how active is my current brokerage by personally enrolled brokers? What can I do to bolster that team up? I mean, I think anyone who doesn't have all their debts paid off, doesn't have their house paid off, doesn't have their car paid off, isn't debt free, and isn't able to live free. I don't know how we can't turn the volume up of more personally enrolled brokers. More personally enrolled brokers. And if you get override spread as well, come on. More personally enrolled brokers until I've got a roster of 150 of them that are active. Why wouldn't I keep offering a free business? More personally enrolled brokers. Turn that knob up. That's how I've looked at this since I was 23, because it makes too much sense. I don't want to buy rental properties. I want to have more personal productive brokers. I don't have the money to buy rental properties. I got the ability to tell people about a great business and more personal enrolled brokers. And if you average $280 per commission, you never climb the personal commission ladder, but you get $280 per funding that everyone you personally enroll recruits, and you got 100 brokers and 50 of them are active, and you get 50 fundings a month times $280. That's $14,000 a month. Now, we don't have many people doing that right now. So what are we going to do? Personal brokers, right? That's why it can't be. I don't understand it. I really want to buy a house. I need 40,000 down. I need more income. That's an issue. That's by July. You could have 100 new brokers who are getting after it. I mean, this is not a 7-year term. It may take 7 years doing it wrong. It's compressing time into the right activities and do it right. Right? Okay. So more personal enrolled brokers, you automatically get 4%. What are they going to do? Multiply. Well, how do you get level 2? Real simple. Have 3 of the people you personally enrolled become qualified certified brokers. That's it. If you recruit 20 of them, you don't have to worry about having 3. 3, now you get 2% on level 2. So you get 4 on everyone you personally enrolled, plus 2 on the people they enrolled forever. You don't get cut out of it as long as you have 3 personally enrolled certified brokers. How do you get level 3? 6 personally enrolled certified brokers. You don't even have to get a client. All you have to do is personally enroll active certified brokers, and you can get through 5 generations, 2% or average $140 per funding on everyone in your group through 5 compressed organizations. Compressed means if someone's not active here in level 1, not active here in level 2, not active here in level 3, active here in level 4, that counts as your second level. Boom, pops up and you get 2%, and everyone below them is still in your 5-level agency. It's called compressed. Guys, 20 personally enrolled certified brokers who are active, and you get 5 generations. You haven't gotten a client yet. I don't know about you, but if you gave me a cheat code that said, David, eat these 4 supplements, it's right now, it's $1 billion industry, the GLP-1 or whatever that thing is, take this shot and you'll lose weight. Not saying it's good or bad or ugly. I've got a meal plan. If I follow this meal plan, I drop weight like nothing. It's like nothing. And I'm on it now. I'm down 10 pounds in a week. or 8 days. I got to stay on it. But, if I stay on it, I'll drop 60 pounds over the next 4 months. It's real simple. I've done it before. It's just discipline to stay on the plan. It's a cheat code. Here's the cheat code. Don't stop personally recruiting brokers ever until you're ready to retire and walk away. Until then, just make it part of your brushing teeth. Brushing teeth, referring people. Mentioning, hey, you ever looking for an opportunity? Hey, do you know anyone else we have? My friend Joe, man, he's really hurting. It's really hard right now to be a singer, a lounge singer and all that. Yeah, is Joe interested in being a funding broker? Because we've got an opportunity for him. Nah, he's not. Okay, no problem. It's going to remain tough then. I get it. Remain tough. I understand it's tough for people. It was tough for me financially. But I didn't stop trying to solve my toughness with my activity and work ethic to try to take advantage of the opportunity I was sitting in. And the day I didn't believe, I said, I got to start my own company. I didn't want to have to take all that risk. My mom and dad helped me with money. I got friends help me with money. I did everything. I didn't have the money to start a company when I was 26, 27. I had the courage and the integrity to do it. Right? But found a way. You don't have to do that. We're part of this. You're part of the family. You can make more than us in this. So turn up the personal, get to 20 personally enrolled certified brokers who are active. That means they do $1,000 in bonus revenue every 6 months. That's not like, wow, you get 20 personally enrolled brokers who do 1,000 every 6 months in bonus revenue, and you get 5-level pay. That needs to be a goal. I got to be shooting for that. And every month I got to track it. How am I doing? Every week, how am I doing toward that? How am I doing to my personally enrolled certified brokers who are active? How am I doing? How am I doing? And when I got 20 of them there, boom, look at that. You're making 280 minimum on average on the people you personally enrolled, 140 on the ones below that, because you're getting 2% on the average 7,000 bonus revenue, $100 bill, ding, 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 on the 15th of every month. That check should be magical for you because you're positioned to get paid through 5 levels. But you're not positioned until you have 20 personally enrolled certified brokers. That needs to be, why am I missing out on free money? Maybe it's only 5 fundings there. It's $700. Maybe it's a $30,000 bonus revenue client you're not getting paid on level 3 because you don't have the 9 certified brokers, or 10 or 15 or 20. Maybe on your 5th level, there was that $2 million funding and it had $160,000 bonus revenue. And we were going to pay 2% of that 160,000 to someone, but you didn't have your brokers in place yet. You don't get it back once it's gone. Now, if they renew and your position, you'll get it. So you don't know what you're missing out on, but you do know what you can qualify for. So that's why I'm going over this. And if you don't understand this fully, go watch the comp plan, talk to your upline SGA, up team SGA, I'm sorry, trying to get rid of the word upline, up team, up agency SGA, and they'll help you. But this is common sense, not commonly talked about. And I think once we understand the value of this, you know how funding can help a business owner. How can this business help you? How can this business change your life? And if I don't talk about it more, I don't think it's getting talked about enough. And if you say this is too much, hey, the huddles every day are about funding, and I don't want you to not know about this business. I had someone write me, and I'll end with this. Last story, take your questions. I had someone write me and say, hey, I think we need to have a business opportunity that doesn't talk about team building, the ability to build a team. I understand. He says, I'm worried it can turn some people off. I get it. That could. You're welcome to.
Oh, looks like we lost him.
I've lost him there. Yeah, he should be coming back on in a second.
How much you want to bet his laptop?
Not sure. Could have happened very well. I don't think it's the Wi-Fi. I know the Wi-Fi is really spot on there. But maybe we'll take this time to go to you guys. Okay, there we go.
There we go. So sorry about that, team. My computer apparently wasn't plugged in. So back to the ending of the story. He's welcome to create his own slides, and I told him that you can create your own slides and tell him just about the broker opportunity. That's great. But my challenge to you, and I'd say this to anyone who's listening, my challenge is don't do that. Instead, get comfortable telling people the value of you get to just be a broker if you want. But you also get this other opportunity that you can build an agency team and you can earn on average $280 on every one of their fundings, even if you never get a clap funding yourself. And even when you personally enroll, you can on average earn $280 because you get 4% of the bonus revenue. Our average bonus revenue is $7,000. So I would encourage you, rather than hiding from it, lead with it. Lead with it and learn how to share it, just like I lead with the cost of our capital. I love saying to people, it's really expensive. Pause. Unless you have a real good need for funds or growth opportunity, because then it's free. Because the growth from the money pays for it. But it's real expensive if you don't. That's how I say it. And I know people say, you shouldn't say it's expensive. No. I pause, I set a standard, it's expensive. Unless you've got something. So same thing here. You never have to build a team. You can just be a broker. However, multiplication can only happen, and we allow you to build a team if you want. And on average, you'll earn about $280 off all their fundings. And it can only go up from there. That's minimum. So that to me is the right way to present it. And if we hide from it, we don't turn on the people. I don't join my first company if I don't know that I can build an agency. I don't join my second company if I don't know I can build. I don't join my third. I don't start my first company if I can't build an agency. I don't start DAC. Actually, I started, but I within 2 days was already recruiting brokers because I knew it could help people. But I wouldn't have done all this and put all this risk out that we have now and have all these responsibilities if you couldn't build a brokerage agency or I couldn't, because I don't want it to be all on my efforts alone. Are you kidding me? I can't earn enough for all that. I don't want to work that hard. I want to work hard, inspiring and helping, but I don't to be able to make what I'm making now on personal commissions. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'd be nonstop working. I don't want to do that. And I don't want you to have to do that either. So, build your agency. If you have some belief issues about that and you want to talk to me about it, text me, email me, david@davidallencapital.com. Tell me you're having some belief issues with that, and we'll see if we can't put something together. We'll record it personally so it can be a tool for others. But the reality is, I think we've discussed it on this call at length. And in closing, Keller Williams, eXp Realty, Real Brokerage are all the fastest growing real estate companies in the world because Coldwell Banker doesn't allow you to build a team unless you become a super broker and take all that risk. Century 21 doesn't allow it. But guess who does? Keller Williams, who's now much bigger, eXp now much bigger, Real Brokerage now much bigger. They just allow you to build an agency too. Be an agent and build an agency. Don't have to, but you can. And they've proven the model. We've proven the model. Everyone proves the model. So don't miss out on what's been proven to be a better way for you to set yourself free. Personal brokers, turn it up. Climb that personal commission ladder, increases more overrides. Have personally enrolled brokers certified, gives you more 5-level pay. 5-level pay, override pay. Wealth in the making.